So I'm out enjoying a beautiful walk with my personal dogs out in the beautiful Derbyshire countryside on a very rare, beautiful English day. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to answer some of your questions to help make sure that you guys are constantly becoming better canine leaders that are able to raise and train perfect canine companions. Now, my video editor has done me a favour. He's collated a bunch of questions that you guys have been asking on YouTube and Instagram. I haven't seen any of them yet, and we're going to dive straight in and answer them now. So then, the first question: why is it so easy for you to stop dogs from pulling? Now, that is interesting, and it's actually a question that I do get fairly often, and some people watch my videos and the transformations I'm able to have with pulling and actually think that I might have faked it. And I promise you, hand on heart, that that is not the case whatsoever. The reality is I've done it literally thousands of times, and the reality is that lead handling skills is an art form, and it requires finesse, and it's one of many things in life that you can only really get good at the more you practice it, and the more you practice it, the better it'll get. The more experience you build, the more intuition that you will gain, and you'll be able to take a lead from a dog. Your confidence will be high, and you'll be able to work with that dog. And what might take an inexperienced owner weeks might take a skilled trainer minutes to be able to achieve, and that's absolutely fine. So if you're struggling being able to achieve the same loose lead success that I'm able to have, don't worry, keep practicing. And if you're really struggling, simply book in with somebody like myself, and that is literally our job, is to help you become better canine leaders so that you can have a better dog in your life. So then, next question: why do you hate Siberian Huskies so much? Now, again, that is an interesting question, and the honest answer is that I actually used to have a Siberian Husky. She was one of the first dogs that I rescued from being put down. I did a full rehabilitation program, and we were going to rehome her, and my parents fell in love with her, so she ended up living with my parents for 12 years and actually passed away last year. And in that time, since becoming a canine behaviourist professionally, I have worked with countless Huskies, and I have a lot of experience with them. And it isn't that I hate them. There isn't a breed on the planet that I hate. I just think that certain breeds have certain requirements and meet certain lifestyles better than others. And Siberian Huskies don't like to look up to people for guidance and direction. They're very independent, and I can find that they're often aloof and drama queens. And when my system is built on the relationship in which you're the dog's loving leader and they look up to you for guidance and direction, that just doesn't mesh very well with me and my training system. So they're just not a breed that I overly enjoy working with or would ever own myself, because I would rather a breed like a Labrador that were bred to work with a handler, and they naturally want to seek that guidance and direction from them. Next question: who do you think the best dog trainer is? And you can't pick yourself. Well, I definitely wouldn't pick myself, and this is an interesting question because for me, there's a couple of facets to what I consider a really good dog trainer. For me, it's not just simply about your skill of working with dogs. There are many trainers that are able to achieve far higher levels of obedience in certain sporting and competitive environments than I achieve with my dogs. But I'm a pet dog trainer and I'm a pet dog owner myself. I do a little bit of fun gun dog stuff with Uncle Sully, but they're pets first and foremost, and I like working with people that have pets first and foremost. So yes, I think you need to have a level of skill and experience, but what really impresses me about other trainers is when they have the skill in being able to pass that information on to owners that don't have the experience and knowledge that they do. They're incredible educators. So the names that jump to my head when I think about who I think the best trainers are that I've had the privilege of working with or watching work in person would be Ben Marsh from Balance Dog or Tom Davis from over in New York. Incredibly good with dogs, but insanely talented educators of people, which is what we actually are. We are people trainers helping them with their dogs. Next question then. After Eileen passed away, are you going to get another Mastiff? Now, if you don't know, my English Mastiff passed away a couple of months ago, and obviously whenever you lose a dog, it's absolutely heartbreaking. But before Eileen, I had a Bull Mastiff pass away at 4 years old from cancer, and I had a Cane Corso, an Italian Mastiff, pass away at just 4 months old. Now Eileen's passed away at such a young age from what the vets think was a very aggressive cancer as well. I don't think that I can go through having another dog that is riddled with the health problems that most of the Mastiff breeds are. And Eileen in particular was from literally the best English Mastiff breeder on the planet, and they still struggle with health issues. It's just something that comes with the breed. So Puppy here, she's a Mastiff mix. I think that she probably will be my last Mastiff because it's just too heartbreaking for me and my family to go through that process of losing dogs young when there are other breeds like Labradors that are just so much more healthy and robust. Next question then. Why do you hate Spaniels so much? And this is one of those things where I might have accidentally developed a reputation for hating Spaniels, and many people think I hate Huskies as well. And I promise you that isn't the case whatsoever. One of the things that I enjoy more in the dog world than nearly anything else is when I take Uncle Sully out and we're working out in the field doing some gun dog stuff, and you see a Spaniel beating up game, flushing through thick heather and through thick hedgerows, and their nose is down and they're quartering and they're hunting beautifully, and it's instinctive into their fabric of their being. There are not many things in the dog world that are more awesome to see than that. The problem is when you bring that kind of energy into a busy family home, it rarely meshes very well. It wouldn't mesh well at my home with my family and my lifestyle. That's way too much energy, and they're vibrating and humming with energy. And often, again, working with so many pet dog owners struggling with problem behaviours with their dogs, I see so many other people struggling as well. So if you're getting one to actually get out and work, I love them. If you're getting one because they look cute and you think that they'll make great curl up on the sofa pets, probably a terrible idea. Okay, so next question. How badly do force-free trainers annoy you? Now, the honest answer to this, and I know that this topic and this question is probably going to upset some people and ruffle some feathers, the honest truth is that they don't annoy me at all. In fact, I love all styles and systems of training. One thing I don't like is when people subscribe to a tribe and aren't interested in learning from other systems and spend too much time attacking different styles of training. For me, all I care about is becoming a better practitioner to help dogs and clients that I work with. So I want to learn from as many different people as possible and add as many tools to my toolbox as possible so that no matter what case I come across, I'm equipped to be able to help in the most efficient, quick, fun way that means that the owner and the dog can both thrive, that we're keeping dogs out of shelters and off the euthanasia table. So there isn't a system of dog training I don't like. What I care about, though, is, are you a good person? Are you trying to help? If so, I want to learn from you, and maybe there might be things that I could help you with for your system and your training. And I think if the industry was better at that, we'd be in a far better industry as a whole. Let's move on to the next question. So, is it okay to punish my puppy? Now, this is a question that is going to be very difficult to answer in a short space of time, but I will do my best. And we have to start off by understanding that the word punishment invokes very negative connotations and negative emotions. But when we look at punishment scientifically, all it means is something that sees a behaviour happen less frequently. And that can be anything. That could be a noise going off might make a behaviour happen less frequently. Technically, that behaviour has been punished. And I believe that as canine leaders, as owners of dogs, bringing dogs into our home, that we have a responsibility and a duty of care to teach them what we do want from them, but just as importantly, help them understand what it is that we don't want from them in a language that they understand, in a way that is as kind as possible. So I absolutely believe that there are times and places where you may need to tell your puppy that they're making a mistake and they're doing a behaviour that you would like them to do less frequently. But then just as importantly, you need to redirect them and teach them the behaviour that you do want, and then you want to reward and reinforce that behaviour so that they do that behaviour instead more frequently. And by combining those two things together, you're able to have huge amounts of success quickly, build a wonderful relationship where you and your dog will thrive.